Aside from selling root beer in both bottled and canned form, A&W has some other interesting products. For one, they have a powdered mix that you add to water. Now this is sugar-free, is sweetened with aspartame, which will be important later. And one packet makes 500 milliliters of root beer, which will also be important. Next, they have this A&W dessert topping. Now this is like chocolate syrup or strawberry syrup that you would put on ice cream, but my suspicion is that this is literally the same syrup that you'd find in a soda fountain, and that's what I want to test. So, I will be making soda out of these two. As a control, we have our regular root beer, which I will compare to this, but I also have 0 sugar. And the reason I have 0 sugar is because, again, this is 0 sugar. They are both sweetened by aspartame, so they should be a good comparison. Now, to make this root beer, I've come up with a process. First thing to remember is that 1 gram of water has a volume of 1 milliliter. As I mentioned, 1 packet of the powder makes 500 milliliters of root beer. So we're going to go off that number. The SodaStream can only carbonate 840 milliliters of water at a time, so we'll address that. And each of the metal bottles I have weighs, they have a mass of 250 grams. So, for powder, we're going to add the 840 grams of water. And that will get us up to 1090 grams total. And then we're going to add 2 packets of mix. So that is enough to make 1 liter. And then we're going to carbonate that. And I'm going to carbonate it on level 3. There are 3 different levels that the SodaStream will do. And the reason I'm going to go on the higher side is because this is going to be a little bit concentrated, because instead of 1 liter, we're making 840 grams, or 840 milliliters. So I'm going to, after I carbonate it, dilute it with an extra 160 grams of water, which will bring the water volume, the root beer volume, up to 1 liter, which will be perfect for the mix. And that will weigh, it will have a mass of 1,250 grams total. Now for the syrup, it's a little bit different. So regular fountain drink syrup, you mix 1 part of syrup per 5 parts of water. So that's the ratio I'm going to go with, and we'll see if that checks out. So this is by mass. I'm going to make the assumption that I know is false, that the density of the syrup is the same as the density of the water. Obviously that's not true, but it should get us close enough to the 840 grams needed by the SodaStream. So to do that, again the bottle is 250 grams, we're going to add 700 grams of water, which will bring our weight up to 950 grams. And then we're going to add 140 grams of syrup, which will get us to 1090 grams. And then because I'm not going to dilute this further, I'm only going to carbonate it to level 2. So that is how I'm going to go about this. And I'm going to start off with the powdered drink mix. And I've already prepared the right amount of water in this bottle, and it is chilled in the fridge. So I put that on there. I have exactly 1090 grams, and that is 250 grams of bottle plus 840 grams of water. So now I'm going to open up the drink mix. I'm going to pull out 2 packets. Do these have an easy open on them? Technically, these have an easy open, but I don't have good faith in that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open it with scissors, pour that directly into the bottle. I have no idea what that camera angle looked like. Probably not great. I'm going to go from this side this time. So So that should be enough powder for 1 liter of root beer. I just go put the cap on, give it a good old shake. Hopefully that's enough to mix it around. It smells like root beer. Then I'm going to put that in the SodaStream. Now, it's important to note that SodaStream doesn't recommend carbonating anything but water in there. They also don't recommend attaching a CO2 tank directly to it. So let's give this a go. Hopefully it's not too messy. On this one I want to do level 3. Let it stop gassing. Shut that off in case it matters. Okay. I have a feeling this is going to be quite messy. Let it stop hissing. I mean, when you make root beer in a soda fountain, you know how it gets all fizzy, and you have to like go for a few tries to get it to completely fill your cup because of all the fizz. So, I guess that's not a good sign. Oh, that is fizzy. Okay. So I'm going to go bring this up. This has extra water in it. So I'm going to go bring this up to... That's interesting. So this has added 6.5 grams of CO2. I'm going to bring this up to 1,090 grams. No. I'm going to bring up to 1,250 grams. Reading the wrong side of the page. Okay, perfect. I'm going to cap this off. Give it a slight turn like that to mix the extra water in. I'm going to put that over here behind the powder packet. Next is this bottle. So I want 700 grams of water plus 250 grams of bottle. We want 950 grams. And we're a little bit short, so I'm going to have to add some extra water for my sink. Which unfortunately will warm it up a little bit. 940, I'm at 944.5. Just drop a little bit out. 941.5, that's close enough. And then I will add the syrup until I get to 1,090 grams. So that's actually going to be quite a lot of syrup. Like a disturbing amount of syrup. Still have quite a bit to go. I should note that the original cap for this broke, so I'm using one of these caps on it. Where am I at now? Still got quite a bit to go. Gets to 1090. It's going to be a lot of syrup. Which is also a lovely angle right now. We're at 1000. $1,023. $1,050. I don't remember how much this bottle cost, but this is not an economical way of doing this. 1,078. Oh. Almost. Perfect. Oh. Gross. Okay. Go wash that extra bit off. Okay. The next step is to mix this all up. I think it's going to need to be a little bit more vigorous than the last one. It's very bubbly in there. That looks right. Now, I'm going to put it in. I didn't clean the SodaStream off, but it should be alright. Make sure it's properly inserted. This one I feel like could get messy, but we're going to put on for 2. Oh, I didn't open the tank back up yet. Oh, that's a disaster. Yeah, that's definitely a disaster. But because I missed some of the carbonation, I think I'm gonna have to deviate from my plan and give it another 1. Ugh. Okay, that should be good enough. Yeah, I don't see any issues here. No issues whatsoever. Great. So yeah, I don't recommend this method. One, that's not going to be economical. 2, that's a mess. Powder you can get away with, I think. Okay. Go move that scale away. I'm just gonna do that for now. I'm gonna have to thoroughly clean that later. So, these are our 4 candidates. I'm going to try Move this further. A glass of each. First is the powdered root beer. And it's very fizzy. Our next contestant is from syrup. Oh man, Ian angles camera down, you can't even see that. So this is a darker color. Both are very fizzy. Third is our bottle. That's very fizzy. Interestingly, that appears to be a lighter color than the syrup. And last but not least, our bottle of zero sugar. This cap does not want to come off. That almost seems fizzier than the regular stuff. Okay. So these are actually all kind of different colors. I would say the powder matches the original the best. The syrup is dark. So I'm going to first try the original, and then I'm going to try the syrup. Yeah, it tastes like root beer, alright. Now I'm going to try the syrup. Interesting. So this does not taste nearly as strong as this, despite the darker color. So I'm going to guess that this is... this doesn't taste like a fountain drink soda. It tastes kind of like a fountain drink soda when they're running out of syrup. So I'm going to guess this is actually more dilute than the syrup that they would sell you, that they would sell restaurants. Next I'm going to try the zero sugar from the bottle. That tastes pretty good. It has that aspartame taste to it, but it does taste more or less the same otherwise. So now I will try the powdered version. Okay, so the powdered version I would say it tastes as strong as the bottled version, except for the sweetness level. It tastes a lot sweeter, probably 3 times sweeter or so. So I would say these all have very distinguished tastes. These two taste the most similar, which makes sense. Just this has the added aspartame flavor. This is like this, except a lot sweeter. And this is just kind of dilute, but very fizzy and messy. So, I think if you want to make your own root beer in a SodaStream, this is an acceptable option, especially if you like it extra sweet. Again, I would not go with this. So, not only is this going to be a very expensive method, not only is it going to be a very messy method, but it's not even going to really taste particularly good. SodaStream does as well make their own root beer, but this is a good way to compare across a singular brand, which is nice. In any case, I hope that was entertaining, and maybe you've come to some conclusion here. I don't know. All I know is that I'm now going to get my daily hydration from root beer today, which is going to be rather unhealthy. Have a great day.